Welcome to another episode of the Vegan Pulse. I am your host, Nancy Arenas. In the spring of 1988, she was 42. Veda saw a brochure about animals abused in drug addiction experiments. She called Cloris Leachman's office because she knew she had done some work for animals. She left a message. 10 minutes later, she got a call back. After an hour conversation about animal abuse horrors, she was invited to attend Last Chance for Animals meeting that night. She has been an activist ever since. She went vegetarian within days and was vegan within months. Stick around. I want to introduce her to you. Hi, Veda.
Hi, Nancy. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm really good. We're going on 40 some days of no rain in Seattle,
Ooh.
Which is just horrifying. I love the rainforest wetness and greenness, and just it's really, really sad.
And it's really sad, like you said, because I look at all the headlines and it's just climate change phenomena happening everywhere. Droughts, rain, floods, earthquakes. I mean, and yet people still don't believe it. But anyway, I would like to ask you how you came to veganism so that my viewers can see your own unique story.
Okay. Well, it was the spring of 1988, and I saw a friend showed me a picture of a monkey in a lab. And I said, well, we have to stop this. Who do I call? And I had heard that Cloris Leachman, the actress, was doing some animal activism. So I was living in Los Angeles at the time. So I called her agent and said, I know Cloris is doing something about animals. Who do I talk to? And they said, well, have somebody get back to you. And I thought, sure. And within 10 minutes, someone called and said, this is who you should call. And I talked to this person for an hour, and I was just in tears and horrified. And I went to a Last Chance for Animals meeting that night, and my life went 180 degrees. And in 88, it was against vivisection, and that was the conversation, vivisection and fur. And by the way, don't eat them. It just wasn't a big production at the time about food. It was, oh, by the way, don't eat them. So I was vegetarian instantly, and then within a few months, I rescued a little pigeon and fell in love with Peaches, and watched her one morning stretch her legs and then her wings and her legs and then her wings when she got up in the morning. And I thought of battery hens, and I thought, well, there goes eggs. And then right away, then it was out of dairy. So for me, my veganism is always and only been about the animals. That's what matters to me. And I post a lot of health information and climate information, but mostly for me, I just can't imagine us having a working world where so many people are intentionally paying people to brutalize billions and billions of animals. So for me, I'm a vegan animal rights activist, and I've been very privileged. I've been paid to work at home to do that since July 2001. So I'm living proof that can be, real. And what I'm doing now is for 7 years, I work for All Creatures. It's all-creatures.org. And it's a Christian-based animal liberation vegan website. And I'm a lifelong atheist. So I post all the animal rights, all the vegan, all the activism. And my boss, a former pastor, does sermons and videos on religion. And what I get, it's an archival site, 300 some thousand pages. It's just huge. And I do a newsletter every week. And the other project I started in 92 was a little booklet. Can you read the title?
I can. What to eat when you don't eat animals.
Yeah. So I don't cook. So right away I realized I'm in trouble. But then I started writing down all my meals. So I make at least 2 great vegan meals every day. Cooking for me is frying, microwaving, or heating up. And I make great food. I'm not somebody who suffers. And there's people say it's so easy now. It never was really hard, because for me, it was always about the animals. And it was not like, well, I'll just cheat a little bit and eat this little piece of lamb or that leg of turkey. So it was never, for me, it was just really easy. And then I just started discovering that lots of people really just don't have that same kind of commitment to just dive in. So they needed meals. So all this is meals. There's like 2 tiny recipes, but most of it's just for lunch. Here, eat these 3 things, these 4 things, breakfast, eat these, and some brand names. So that's my project that I pick up every 4 or 5 or 6 years and redo. So I'm in the process of redoing that right now. So that's kind of a nutshell of where I came from.
Well, that is, a story that's similar to other people. And when it comes to regards to, making that connection about the animals, you saw that pigeon stretch its wings. I mean, I've seen those videos when they show a battery hen that was rescued and they put her in the field, and for the first time it's touching the ground, and the cow who jumps for joy when she's out, or the bull, or the pigs. And it really is very sad, because I also went vegan for the animals. And I did it, on the spot. Somebody helped me make the connection. And as soon as I made that connection, it was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I, get this before? So
I wish I could give that to people. I don't know how to give that to people. And it's really frustrating. Well, I've seen the videos and, it's just too hard. I'm like, yeah.
It has to do with you being told over and over and over again that this is what normal is supposed to be like, which is nothing normal about killing another sentient being that wants to live so that you can eat it. So there's nothing normal or natural about that. But we've been conditioned that it's okay. Plus, they package it so that you don't even think about it. You just get a hunk of flesh, So I know. And it's really disheartening when I tell someone about the agony that the animals go through. And it's like they don't seem to care. Now, I know that they're caring people and they do care, but for some reason, they're just fragmented on that.
Yeah, there's a leap, and you make it when you do, and not a second before.
Yeah.
There's a great meme on Facebook, various versions of I'm for anti-oppression against this person and that person and this class and this, but except for dinner time.
Right.
And
yeah, it's also, for me personally, after I went vegan, if somebody is advocating for climate change and they're not vegan, then I'm not going to listen to you. If you're advocating for, save the whales, save the monkeys, and you're not vegan, I'm sorry, but I can't take you as you being truthful, because you're not connected to the whole puzzle. You're just taking one little part. So for me, it became very apparent like that, even for charities that like the Heart Association or diabetes, and yet they're not promoting, veganism. And I think that that's a great disservice to the community that they're supposedly advocating for.
But it is just really about follow the money. That's really, really, and it's how, as long as I've been doing this and as much as I know, when I see plant-based on TV, I'm like, wow, amazing. And it's plant-based now, not vegan. I prefer vegan. I think it's much more inclusive. It's about liberation. It's about all liberation. It's not just about animal liberation. It really is about knowing that your choices impact somebody, whatever their species, color, or race, or sex may be. Everything we do ripples out and has an impact on somebody. So it's trying to bring that. I lately realized the picture of the squirrel in the tree that you can't see, and then you see it. and then you can never not see it.
Right.
So that's our job now, is to get people to see the squirrel. That's my new motto in life.
You're absolutely right. And the thing is that I prefer vegan. I'll tell you why. Because when they say plant-based on the products now, they're trying to trick you, because these are people sometimes that are still having animal products, but they put in there so that you see it plant-based. But if you look at the ingredients, they still have animal products because they're trying to fool you.
Right.
Just like the meat and dairy try to fool you to tell you you got to eat this, when it's you know, it has been proven that is not healthy for you. And as you said, being vegan is not just about what you're eating. It's about equality and justice for all the earthlings, whether human, non-human. You know, it affects our world, the climate, it affects the animals, it affects humans, it affects a lot of things. And that is what we have to make people aware of, that they're not seeing. Like the squirrel in your painting.
That squirrel. Because it's really true. You can look and look and look and not see it. And then all of a sudden, you can never not see it again.
Yeah, so I was just watching How Not to Die with Michael Greger. And he made an analogy, you know, about, he was talking about health. And he was talking about, well, think about it. You hit your foot against a table and it hurts. And you put something on it, but you keep hitting your foot on that table, and you're never going to get cured because you always got to keep going back. So it's the same thing.
Yep. Amazing.
Anyway, Veda, it was great to talk to you and have you share a little bit about yourself. And I will have all the social media links so that people can reach out. And that I definitely recommend the allcreatures.org website, because as you said, it has many, many resources and information that is useful, that is relevant, and we need to know.
And I do a great newsletter every week that has just this wide variety of all kinds of stories and some good news and bad news, but just there's so much work being done for veganism, for animals, and intersectionality that it's really a privilege. So thank you.
Great. Thank you. And thank you for being on the Vegan Pulse. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Vegan Pulse. I am your host, Nancy Arenas. Follow us on Facebook, like us too. Check out our website and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have a pulse, you have a purpose. Live vegan.